Hello! Here we have once again this 39-year-old legend taking on a bigger opponent. It was a very quick bout. Saenchai outclassed his heavier opponent in the first round. With that said, how did Saenchai once again take on and take out a man above his weight class? The simple answer would be the difference in skill, but deeper insight can be found in the fundamentals, the difference in technical details between these two. With that said, thank you for joining me as we take a closer glance, starting with Saenchai's stance. First, note that Saenchai is a southpaw. One of the reasons why he's so dominant is because he's just playing a different game and he has more experience playing that game. Right as the bout begins, already Saenchai starts with a taunt, the Saenchai shuffle. This is something we've seen from Muhammad Ali quite a bit, the Ali shuffle, more commonly known as. Interestingly enough though, both men, they are flamboyant with a keen understanding of how one's mental state impacts their performance. With that said, Saenchai executes his game through this playful, provocative flow. This taunt pulls a pendulum kick low. The lead leg strikes thigh. Notice how he's just pawing with his lead. Again, the low kick. It's pretty common to see one open up with a low kick as it feels like a relatively low-risk move. It can help one get comfortable, get a feel for their range. Saenchai understands this, but it means business. Watch as he tie hops, which feints a teep, and from there he sought to parry with his lead hand. Note also he stepped out for the outside foot. The feint parry to the step outside was used to make entrance for his left straight, but Tophik pulled a space Saenchai was attempting to enter against. Note how Tophik's reaction almost had a feel of exaggeration to it. Standing before this legend, even if you are a significantly bigger man, it must play a toll on your nerves. Notice Saenchai is just pawing. He breaks the rhythm after the second paw and throws a roundhouse without any feints or setup. It is not good to throw too many bare low kicks without setup, as they may start getting timed. The result here is Saenchai's countered with another pendulum low kick from the lead leg. Tophik's technique is actually very solid. You can see him put real body weight behind the strike, with a touch of the gloves. This time, more power strikes Saenchai's inside thigh. He raises his leg to check, which mitigated a portion of the force taken. Again, another pendulum kick. Saenchai checked it by turning his leg out, but even then, Tophik's technique has Saenchai momentarily blown off footing, having him meet the force. Saenchai smiles, he acknowledges it. Saenchai throws his own pendulum low kick, but note, Tophik checks it, then sought to counter with a straight. He was perhaps preparing for this, but Saenchai's style is very fluid. He leaves the space shifting to orthodox, then to further create space, he throws a teep from his new lead leg. This in turn narrowly avoids a low kick and helps maintain distance. Just like that, he's back in the southpaw. Off the bounce, it's a switch kick snapping into a teep. I'm sure Lyoto Machida would be proud to see Saenchai's Muay Thai variation of the crane kick. Again, calf kick. Honestly, Saenchai's starting this discipline from a young age. He's been hit with so many of these that at this point it's likely not even a notable factor, at least not yet. You can tell. Tophik is hesitant to engage with his hands. Saenchai is dangerous, especially as a southpaw. You risk running into that left hand. This time, firing the low kick, it becomes too obvious. Saenchai, he pulls the strike by shifting into orthodox before bouncing back into southpaw. Off the momentum of that bounce, Saenchai blitz shifts into a trip. Stiff arming with his right, he creates a mechanical advantage when kicking out the leg. If Tophik was not prepared for the trip or did not react in time, he may have fallen over, but Tophik retains his footing. This has Saenchai abandon the trip, then transition to a high kick. Here, too many low kicks without any setup. They are now too easy for Saenchai to read. With his feet planted, ready to take the shock, the trade was a free left straight, right down the pipe. Instantly, Tophik is forced to respect Saenchai. Saenchai is now walking him down, moving into his reach, pawing with his lead to help gauge, maintain distance and probe for that space. Saenchai's presence has Tophik backing away. Queuing on to the hesitation, Saenchai throws a taunt on the flinch. Note how Tophik was prepared to block a roundhouse. This procs Saenchai aimed to the body. Ribs. On the counter, he catches Topfik's pendulum kick. Note the smile on Saenchai's face. He's taunting him once again, toying with him, playing with his food. Saenchai's warmed up. He's having fun. He still has that grin on his face. Tophik feints weight onto his lead leg. This procs a check, then again, another low kick without any setup. Checking this pendulum kick. You can tell it caught on Saenchai's nerves. Watch. He's biting his lips. He wants to punish this man. He aggressively moves in, feinting the lead. The guard is high, which allows Saenchai to commit power to the body. The commitment blasts Tophik against the ropes. Watch how Saenchai isn't just flailing combinations. His high fluid intelligence is making reads. That slight stutter step as he was moving in, he was making note of Topfik's reaction. That slight pause was where he made the read. Tophik, he still shelled. On back. In comes a flying clinch knee to the body. Once again, Saenchai's pawing. He's relaxed. Even against the ropes, he looks comfortable in there. Even with a slight level change, Tophik is very reactive. He jumps back with a slight bend of the knee. Saenchai sees all of this. He's making notes of your behavior, your reactions, but for the same reason. If Tophik has space behind him, it's very difficult to secure a clean blow. He will just leave the space. If you note here, Saenchai tried to take advantage of the fact Tophik was consistently moving away from each feint. Tie hop to cover distance and proc flinch, roundhouse, hoping to catch him as he leaves the space. But Tophik avoids it once again and catches the kick. He's playing very hesitant. He clearly has a lot of respect for Saenchai. On the counter, it's checked against shin. Look at Saenchai's expression. Shin to shin. It isn't even an issue. He did not even blink. His composure is cold, confident. His aura, indomitable. Pawing with the lead, Saenchai catches the incoming teep on the counter. Saenchai literally jumped into the kick. It generates so much force, even against guard, it blasts Tophik against the ropes. Off the momentum, Saenchai takes the superior angle of attack, stepping to the outside foot, then literally drops his hands to increase power for his left straight. When he lost in guard, he gained in power, blasting Tophik off footing, which mitigated follow-up from him. From here, veteran experience. To further mitigate follow-up, Saenchai ties up and waits for the ref to reset with a break. In this position, Saenchai often kisses his opponents to further taunt and mock them, mess with them. Again, Tophik is back to leaving the space. Hesitant, primarily throwing low kicks. Here, Saenchai pulls his hips from the strike, then taunts with a pelvic thrust. He knows his opponent won't have any follow-up after low kick at this point. He hasn't noted many breaks in pattern. It's just the same circle, pull, back up, low kick. Stepping in, Saenchai throws his arms down as a counterbalance for his teep. Boom. There's real commitment behind this strike. A technique signature to Saenchai's arsenal. Notice also how he pokes at the balls of his feet. It's not just a pushing and distance management tool. It can bruise one's bladder, it can take the wind out of you when pitted against ribs or solar plexus. It's a very uncomfortable feeling getting hit with this. Definitely a tool used to wear his man down. Quite frankly, the longer this goes on, the easier this gets for Saenchai, because he'll just get more confident reading your habits. From the very beginning, Tophik has been pulling with his upper body, which left his legs trailing in after. He's also been using a high guard, a tight, strong high guard, for much of the fight. This is why Saenchai's been striking to the body so much. With all these pulls, that's the vulnerability. After taking this roundhouse, just look at the breaks in composure. Tophik heaves in a deep breath of oxygen and regains himself. From here, Saenchai perhaps aimed up high, making a note of that break in composure. He thought maybe he would lower his hands. Again, with guard high, a strike goes to the body. The slight tie hop and feint from the lead, it procs Tophik to check. On the check, Saenchai secures the outside foot. Again, straight to the bladder. On the touch, he felt Topfik's hesitation. In comes a clinch knee. Tophik is cornered. His circling options have been limited. 1, 2, 3, 4. Saenchai does not go for the fifth touch of gloves. He's reading. Topfik's reaction is intention. He feels he's tentative. Just standing there, waiting. Saenchai re-engaging with two subtle feints of the lead. Once again, he predicts to punish the guard by going to the body. Boom. A powerful knee, again trailing in with that momentum. From here, his composure was truly great versus this legend, but Saenchai, adjusting to his vulnerability, he just kept touching the same places over and over again. Tophik pulling the space with his torso moving first, his consistent use of guard. The body blows Saenchai used to take advantage of this behavior might not have seemed like much at first, but versus this classically annoying style, they added up from beginning to end. At this point, Topfik's remarkable mental strength is forced to acknowledge the physics of this reality. Unable to get up, the ref has no choice but to end the bout. Saenchai's keys to victory were the reads he was making, the novelty and greater understanding of southpaw philosophy, his greater arsenal, superior ring generalship, and mental composure. Honestly, all around, Saenchai was better. And honestly, even if Tophik was a bigger man, let this be proof that size is not everything. To take it further, let it be known that it's not always the most astounding talent that makes it to the top. It's the individual who's willing to put in more of their being, both mentally and physically, towards their craft. At the end of it, us humans just have a tendency of mistaking decades of discipline as talent. Prince said it best. Sometimes it takes years for a person to become an overnight success. Saenchai, at 39, has been doing this for decades. Be patient and stick quietly to the process. Your consistent presence to the process, at the end of it, will make a bang all by itself. If you liked how me reach my goal of 1 million subs, please subscribe and hit the notifications. Thank you if you did. It really does mean a lot to me. Thank you. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. It's good karma, and until next time, peace.